Okay, now we begin the reading now. And today reading will be Neighborhood Dana, Teresa from Finland, and Luanda. Okay, now let me begin the reading today. Our Neighborhood Dana. This is, go ahead and let me read it right now. See, when I'm reading what happened, I already know everything, so I just translate it into human language where you can understand. So it's more like a download, like Google download, like that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Neighborhood Dana, from what I'm seeing, you have what we call variable personality or variable energy. It's keep changing. Always trying to see the positive thing of people, but at the end, it always turned out to be very, very toxic because the people who you help, the people who you enlighten, in some way somehow abandon you and betray you in their long-term relationship, and basically cause a scar in your womb, in your heart, and your emotional psyche, and therefore it allow you basically to take that lesson, and so you try and pretty much don't want to bring people too much close to your heart, to your life like before, because you feel that the only way is to truly trust is to trust your own self, and which is, and before you were a giving, a sharing individual, but in this day and time, people have to earn your trust, earn your love. So therefore, you learn to say no a lot now. Before you were a yes person more, but now you're more like a distant person who's been traumatized and shocked in different relationship. So you're not pretty much open to new people or open to other people. You don't trust them because they always tend to come into your life using your trust as a weapon to use and abuse you, and therefore abandon you at the end and try to control you in one form or another. So you always begin to approach things from a very cautionary perspective, because you realize that at the end, the only person who care for you, basically Neighborhood Dana, is you, and you can't depend on no one else. And it is very a lonely and harsh life that you have realized to discover. But however, in many lifetime, you have got used to this. You have understand this will happen. But it's like you have to be given so much, but yet receive nothing. Receive very little or nothing in return in either relationship, either economy, and therefore you feel that every lifetime, even in this life, it's always been abuse. It's one abuse after another, and part of you is very tired of this journey, but another part of you just believe in keeping on going and something greater at the end. Yes, the thing that is greater at the end is you. You will be the great discovery that you are God incarnated in human form, and forgot that you are the creator, co-creator, everything that you see around you. But now you're playing this part that you are the victim, but in truth is you were never a victim. You are a person who experienced this aspect to see how everything that you have created in this universe and beyond is basically benefiting each other. Somehow you come to be playing a role of powerless, but yet you are powerful. And this is the realization and deep discovery in your soul at the end. And the greatest thing is when you discover that you are already complete with everything, you lack nothing. But right now that you what you're experiencing, it seems to be like you lacking thing. Seem to be you are lonely, but the truth is you are not. And this is the realization that you will discover at the end of your journey, that you already been here, done that. It's just that you forgot, and you volunteered to forget all this because it is a fun thing to be born into a world knowing deep inside your subconscious that you are God, but yet born into a world that make you think that you are not God, and able to experience things from a powerless perspective and see how it is, so you can rediscover your powerful perspective that you are already there. And that is the greater life, greater joy, that voila, I was already there, but just forgot. And that's why you get different reminder from different perspective. Going back, the thing that you're struggling now, that's why you're not pretty much open to people, because you've been deeply traumatized and hurt and different betrayal, especially people close to you that you have trust for years, and find out at the end they were in only for themselves. Every agreement relationship that you make with them, they make with you, was all just has no value, and therefore it hurt you a lot. And that's the reason all this pain, this experience from this different heaviness lifting, stress that you're going through relationship and with the other people, how they perceive you. You always been a give and carry, but at the end you always been just one-sided relationship, and that's why you've been feeling so let down on many level of your life and your experience when it comes to people relationship. And right now you're looking just to heal yourself, really to understand, making the day by day. You're taking day by day now, and you, the only future plan that you have is to make it through one day at a time and going through it. And as for trusting people, the different pain that you remember allow you to always approaching with cautious now. That trust is not something that can form overnight. It take doing and showing, and therefore you will trust someone based on a 24-hour notice. What can they do for that day in agreement with you, and do they fulfill it? They get to have the next day for relationship. So it's going to be a relationship is day by day process for you. It's going to be like that because you give so much, but yet you see it's just a one-side relationship and nothing is giving in return, therefore nothing to inspire you to continue the next step with that individual group. So therefore, as for a relationship with man, as for a relationship with other, you definitely feel that it's going to be a hard one, because trust to you is, you've been traumatized a lot by people who speak a lot of strong, grandiose, and then at the end, the action, the result, there was nothing. Therefore, you don't take people word seriously anymore. It's like with a grain of salt. So therefore, you're going to watch the action more. And but it's not saying that you're 100% close to people. You will give someone a chance, at least, and go from there. So you always look to some crack in truthness, some crack in inspiration, that there's truth to a lot of there's, you're seeking for truth. So you, for better, that's what you wanted. You want just simple honesty, simple words and deed alignment, and that's all you're looking for. That's the value that you want to give. That's the value that you want to receive. When you don't receive that, you don't feel that, it's just hard for you to continue with that person, that group of person, because all you want is just live in a world where everyone just keep it simple truth and keep it moving. And for you, that's what we call peace of mind, because you getting to state where you're getting too old for a different type of game, and you feel that the wisdom that you gain in your life is to guide you toward more yourself, and also to understand yourself and see yourself in others, but you also want others to see themselves in you, and therefore create a fairness of things. Right now you're struggling with different health predicament, the lung, the struggle of going back in your memory, seeing different, people abandonment of you, and you fulfill your part, which they don't fulfill their part. So you're trying to take care of your heart and your lung and what you put inside your body. You focus more on your health more now, because you realize the only great treasure in your life is health, and therefore you've been focusing on how to manage your life to better understand and how to create an efficient way for your economy, for your spending habit, for your how you were able to hope yourself and able to prioritize yourself more than other people. You were basically a very generous person, but now you can't be generous no more. You got to be limited with your resource, and you be learning to say no more, because you got to prioritize yourself, because no one can value you if you don't value yourself. And by realizing that through your hard lesson, you're learning to discern a lot. You're learning to be a discerner on every aspect of your life, because you don't like to be tricked or fooled anymore. You have enough. You've grown tired of it, and you feel you've been betrayed, abandoned by loved one and by long-term relationship of people, and therefore you feel that you are many alone. You are alone in many ways, and at the same time you feel that you have to keep going, because if you don't, who will? So therefore you will always seek mature mind, seek wiser wisdom, but you know everything this world is not free. It's always come with some kind of cost, and you just want to meet people that they open their heart and mind without taking through the runner. And every time you meet people, there's always some kind of game they coming up, and you tire out the game. You wanting, because inside your soul you are more a realist than a mind game person, because you've been through the mind game and you